Welcome back to the third quarter of the BOBBY003 show. And of course, we were talking about people that I met over at the fairgrounds on, that would have been Saturday. No, that would have been Friday afternoon. I'm sorry. And the picture up in the right-hand corner up there is of Mr. Brian Wagner, who I was speaking about. He was the first Republican elected to the New Orleans City Council. Quite a feat back in those days.
Back in those days, the state convention was in a phone
well,
booth.
Talking about a councilman, I said, did you happen to know a councilman at large by the name of Mr. Sidney Bartholomew? He says, well, I sure do. He says, we sat next to each other. And I said, he became mayor later on. He says, yeah, you seem to have met him personally. I said, well, I did, and it was through Miss Frances Pecora. Oh, he says, I knew Miss Frances. Everybody knew Miss Frances Pecora. But anyhow, just a real nice visit. And then we have a couple more pictures.
At the fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds. And this is Coach. I'll get it in just a second here.
The coach from Delgado.
Delgado. And Joe Sherman. And I said, y'all have a good baseball program. He said, we do. I said, what about the Eunice program? Oh, he said, you talking about Coach Jeff Willis? And he looked straight at me. He says, they really have a nice facility. I said, well, my sidekick and I on the TV program, we visited it and we were very impressed with it.
I'm not joking when I say it's better than when Skip Bertman got to Baton Rouge, it wasn't as nice as what they got at LSUE today. I mean, they've really done a beautiful job at LSUE.
And
who else we have?
And then this is Mr. John Kidder from Arnaville, Louisiana, but now has lived for all of his adult life, I guess you could say, in the New Orleans area, retired from one of the large major banks over in New Orleans. Boy, he's looking dapper right there with his little hat on. I like those kind of little hats. I got to get me one that fits my head. And I'm arriving on Saturday morning over at the JW Marriott Hotel on Canal Street, and look who I'm greeted by. My friend, Mr. Alfred Carter. Mr. Carter took care of my needs last time we were there, and we recognized each other. And I don't know if it's legal to run as a bellman, but he runs, literally runs. And I mean, with that smile you see right there, then I took his picture there looking out of the window of our room. We had a beautiful room up on the 26th floor, so we could see a lot of the city. That's correct.
Yes, you and Miss Vicky, he took the picture
He
of y'all?
took the picture of that. We had just arrived, and then we have another picture. No, then we go into, this is Chad Hardy. He would be what, from the Abbeville area of Vermilion Parish, Polish juror, if my memory serves me correctly.
No
yes,
well, good morning.
yes, good morning.
Cool,
right.
God, they don't.
And we were walking around, and I put on the mask. Oh, Mardi Gras, you know.
Well, sure, it's right there.
One party is ending. Well,
6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah, be here right here. And then I've got another picture of
at the steakhouse.
At the steakhouse, Schuler's Steakhouse, really nice. Right, you don't even have to get out of the building. Fine dining, and this is Miss Dietra Lunde, and she's the PR man, PR lady, I might add, person, and visited with us just to make sure that the service was good and everything.
And I see a painting in the background of Coach Schuler, too.
Coach Schuler. Yeah. She must have thought that we said the right words, because I had a free dessert. And you know, they specialize in their desserts. Yeah. Well, you want a customer to leave a restaurant with a good taste.
On an upswing.
And fresh coffee. I've always asked, if you can make me a fresh cup, I'll take it. If not, no problem. I understand. But if you can make me a fresh cup, and of course they made me the fresh cup of coffee and a dessert. Wonderful place to stay in when you're in New Orleans, right where everything takes place.
Oh, that's the buses going to the game?
That's taken from my room. That's correct. That's Saturday morning. And that's,
the folks
we're at the
square?
Superdome, and that's Champion Square.
And there's the Superdome itself, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Yep. And then Megan came up to meet us, and then we saw, we were trying to get into the suite. It had not been opened. Luckily, J.E. answered his phone. Brignac, he's on the Superdome commission. He made some phone calls and it got open, but in the meantime, this is Lil Al, we call him, Albert Simeon Jr. and his lovely wife, and they were part of the function being sponsored by LHC Group, our sponsor, and of course he is quite a long-time employee now. He's been there a number of years. Good morning to everybody from LHC and
Group.
Lil Al, as the family calls it.
Don't forget about LHC Group, all your home health care needs with everything from the therapist that you might need, if you need any of the equipment from the lift chairs to the special beds to oxygen equipment and those type of things. LHC Group can help you all throughout the United States, all about helping people. And we've got hospice care, palliative care, and even a health and wellness center here on Heather Drive in Opelousas.
One other person I didn't get to take a picture, but he's got relatives here in town, was Gary Alcindor checking in, and I overheard his name, and I said, if you don't mind, could I ask you a question? He said, well, sure. I said, we have Alcindors in Opelousas. I said, some moved over to Lafayette. Well, he says, my dad is from Opelousas. He's one that moved from Opelousas to Lafayette. And Gary, a real nice young fellow. Sorry I didn't get a picture, but you know, it's always nice to meet people. And of course, the Alcindors that moved over to Lafayette did very, very well. Here in Opelousas, Mr. Mason Alcindor Sr. had opened a large restaurant, a nightclub, a motel, right there on the corner of Vine Street, East Vine, and Academy. And he died very young. It would have been something to see the legacy he'd have left behind had he lived a little bit longer.
And we got these photos from the event.
Boy, boy, boy. You talk about a character. This is a character right here. That's Mr. On the left is Brett Bouillard and his wife, lovely wife. In the middle, Miss Amy, and the mother-in-law, Miss Luella Champagne. And I might add that Brett and his family are the owners and operators of Cajun Chef seasonings.
Oh, really?
And they bottle and a lot of different brands. I don't have time to go through all of them, but they are real, real big in St. Martinville. And his uncle was Jimmy, and I met Jimmy Bouillard many years ago with my late dear friend Nick Fakuri. Nick did some hauling on an 18-wheeler. I mean, these guys ship and buy truckloads of materials. And here's Mr. Ronnie Champagne, Miss Luetta's husband, came in a little bit later. He was down on the field. Oh, yeah. He must have some pull.
Some stroke.
Got some stroke, like they say.
And there's all the ladies snacking.
We wanted to show that. We sent this picture to the JE to let him know that we had got in and the food had gotten there. Everybody having fun. And this is the young man that took over and saw to it that the room got open and the food got delivered. Thank you so much, young man.
Look at Miss Vicky getting a little bite.
Get a hot dog.
At a game, you got to have that.
Got to have a hot dog.
And there's the kickoff.
Yep.
And that's when the score got very good, when they were winning by a lot, then the score got close.
And up came our longtime friend, Miss Caitlin Semino. That would be Kathy and Kevin Semino's young daughter, and she and Megan are dear, dear friends. And she and Megan enjoyed the game. We left at halftime. And here is Brett's brother-in-law, Paul, and he too is from the Lafayette, Acadiana area. And these two young ladies, I thought they were from Lafayette. They were pulling for the Cajuns. Miss Sarah Mitchell and Miss Christy Faggott. And both of them were very talkative and very friendly, I might add. And Vicky is with three handsome young men from the Lafayette area, and all three of them have some roots back in Avals Parish. One for sure, one of the roots is the Laborde family, who now they live in Lafayette, and I think her grandfather was a judge, and the mama is an attorney. And she had asked the young man on the right to please introduce yourself and thank the people who let you into this nice suite. So he walked up, and the first person he saw was Vicky. By the time she got through grilling him, found out that they were cousins on the LaBoard side.
Like that?
How about that?
Cool. They were painting their bodies and everything for the game.
Oh, yeah,
huh?
for the game. Let me tell you, they get ready. Then the next picture is...
And that's Jude painting his body.
Yeah. They're having a good
Jude
time.
Orman and Joe Gottschall.
And Joe Gottschall Jr., you bet.
Let's kick back to me for a second. We're going to hit another sponsor. Let's talk about Carl's Thrifty Way. Carl's Thrifty Way, all your medicinal needs, whether it's over-the-counter, whether it's prescription. Carl's Thrifty Way can help you with all your medicine and give you time, talk to you if you got questions about your prescription. Maybe you got something you didn't get to ask the doctor in the office about what you're having with this medication. A lot of times that pharmacist can sit with you and explain things to you with a lot more time. Great gifts, great home decorating ideas. And right now, if you go by till January 5th, they've got 50% off their red tag items, all about telling you thank you for the great year they've had over there at Carl's Thrifty Way. Go by here in Opelousas. And how about one more sponsor? Let's say the Steamboat Warehouse. Get mom away from the smell of her own cooking. Man, we went. My wife's birthday was this past week. Happy birthday again. Always just before Christmas. And we went by the Steamboat Warehouse with the kids. And let me tell you, the food was excellent again. We tried all kind of great dishes from the Steamboat gangplank with the good steak to we had the shrimp and oysters wrapped in bacon that was fried. All kind of great food, steaks, seafood, great wine selection, great cocktail selection as well. If you like that good old pickle Zydeco in your Bloody Mary, they make them good and from scratch. Tell chef owner Jason Hugay we said hi. Back to photos. While we're talking about Washington, Louisiana, and Steamboat Warehouse.
I left at halftime with the UL game. Now, that's trying to put in too much for a day, but we left at halftime and came to the dedication of the rebuilt Immaculate Conception Church in Washington, Louisiana. And it looks just like the old one, and it smells brand new. Beautiful, beautiful
Look at all
facility.
the people that came.
Bishop Jarrell came and did the dedication ceremony, prayers, and a real nice, big, full house.
From here,
well, no, that night, then when I left there, I took the Mike Touchette, Carla Touchette family out to dinner at Prejean's.
Man.
And our chef, Ernest Prejean, had already taken off, but I left word that we had enjoyed the food and enjoyed the company. And Mike and Carla, really made my ending of my day. I had a full day, and this is on what would have been? That would have been what, Monday?
Must be Monday.
Monday. Yeah, the day before.
Sunday evening. It's Sunday.
Sunday,
yeah, because we got together Sunday night.
Yep, Sunday, and I went to see the new home of Noah and Lindsay for Curry, and the little boys, the two little boys, have each a little miniature, a real shovel though, and know how to use them already.
They got to in that
And then there's a
family.
picture of the house, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go.
They just haven't moved in yet. They're not quite finished connecting everything. But it's going to be in a good location, a big lot. The kids will be able to play. And
There
they
you go.
are little boys.
And
Dad, they
unwrap
are
it
right
at your
there,
house.
helping me unwrap presents. And Cody and Wilda, my brother and sister-in-law, coming in, and that was on
Sunday night.
23rd. That's Mama's birthday, and we started that on the 23rd. Mama's not here any longer, but it works out good. Then the families can visit with their families.
1 minute break, and we'll come back for the last quarter.